Not bad.
Not bad. Not bad. And I think, Tetcher, you know, we talked a lot about the return of Loktar and how it kind of reinvigorated or could reinvigorate the team, right? And I think this was the first game in which we saw Loktar make all that difference. With the Chromie damage, with those time traps at the end. He blew up people left and right.
Can we keep Chicken on the second assassin role and please leave Sar on the melee role? He actually did a really solid job. His entombs were pretty on point as engages. He didn't actually die unnecessarily that much. It was an interesting build, but it worked for him. It kept him alive. And when he died, he was still getting these revives pretty quickly. I quite liked Sar on that role. I wouldn't mind seeing them stick with that.
Also, no offense, no disrespect to Sa. If you play heroes like Leoric, like Blaze, for example, there probably isn't as much pressure onto you, right? There probably isn't as much mechanical pressure as you play compared to, let's say, a Zeratul, which he played in the past. Didn't look good. Compared to a Tracer. He hasn't played it, but it would have been the same scenario, right? Where there's so much pressure onto you for making those plays.
He looks so shocked they won. He was just shocked as we did. But all right, they're focusing on the draft now. Malfurion already taken. RPG could just pick Tracer again and just find a task somewhere.
Yeah, they could pick it away from TeamNut just in case TeamNut wanted to pick the Tracer themselves. Sky Temple was the map, right?
That it is. You can tell by the music.
Yeah. It's a good map for Tracer. They could certainly do it, but they're going for the Greymane instead.
Yeah, very Loktar hero there.
Ooh, as a first pick though, I don't know.
Weird. He's out of the meta. He's been out of the meta for a while.
He's definitely out of the meta. So already with that first Greymane pick, I think you can tell that they want to go for an explosive comp. Like, they want to blow up people with lots of burst damage. So the Johanna already makes sense, and Arthas could have worked as well if they had faced the one here with Hihi on the main tank role. They maybe could have faced an Arthas, who has traditionally been very good against heroes like Greymane, slowing down their attack speed.
Very true. Although the burst from Cursed Bullet can be a fairly reasonable counter to that kind of play, but that's... Again, you still have to finish them. Yeah, you get the first initial burst, but you still need to finish them.
What if, though? What if Greymane goes over to Chicken? Or maybe Sa, depending on how they want to distribute the roles this time. And we see yet another mage coming in from Loktar. Why don't we see another Chromie? I really think they should probably practice it a little more. But they ban out the Zeratul TeamNut here. They realize, you know what? They've got two players now who are pretty good at that hero. Most importantly, Loktar yesterday with that Might of the Nathrezim build.
So it's possible.
Keep calling it Nathrezim, the Netrazim. Right. There we go. Wrong lore. It's not a Dreadlord.
Yeah, it's a Nerazim, I believe, which is a gas, if I remember correctly. It's StarCraft lore. It's weird. But I'll work it out.
Isn't it the Dark Templar cult?
Possibly. That would make more sense. Yeah, I'm thinking of Vespine. Yes, I'm pretty sure that is the Dark Templar. Cult is a strong word. Order maybe. Look, we're just a friendly organization. Cult's such a strong word.
All right, here goes Urel.
Deus Vought immediately trying to help deal against... well, actually, we've got Deus Vought both sides. Crusader versus Paladin.
That is correct. A holy battle, if you will. And Malthael being picked immediately as the counter-response to the Urel in terms of solo laning and in terms of maybe shutting down the healing as well by Alexstrasza. Keep in mind that Decker Kane is no longer available for TeamNut, so the Emerald Cube, not an option, although that has proven to be very, very impactful in the past. And I think that was probably also the reason why they picked Alexstrasza into the Malfurion, and they probably wouldn't have picked it into a Decker Kane. However, speaking of anti-healing, Malfurion has his own little gadget in that regard. He has the anti-healing roots at level 4, and as we said, Touch of Death on the Malthael. So there could still be quite a lot of tools to mess with those abundance heals and the Dragon Queen healing.
Yeah, if you can time that root on top of the abundance, they're good for you. It's pretty difficult, but it's not the most difficult counter heal play.
Yeah,
like it's not as difficult as trying to time Touch of Death has been sometimes for a lot of players. So we wait for the final pick, something to deal with the map control here. It's going to be Junkrat. Very mobile, able to jump around the map quite effectively. A little bit of extra range damage. So it's going to be Saw on that Junkrat. We're going to see Chicken return to the Urel here. Very interesting. Do we have enough heroes left for like, or available at this point for like a full Crusades team? Like we have 2 Paladins and a Crusader.
Okay, you definitely put Uther in there.
Yeah, two Paladins. Uther, Urel, Johanna.
What else could add to the Holy War? The holy composition.
Arthas with a skin.
Technically speaking, he's a paladin, or he used to be a paladin before he turned evil.
Yeah,
yes.
He has a skin for it, which apparently has themed abilities. I'm yet to see it. It's just the heroic so far. Yeah, I'm not sure what the other one is. I'm not sure if there is one more. Also, very...
Tyrael could work. I'll give it to From in the chat.
Literally, just imagine showing up on a holy war of an angel. You've got an advantage. One of these teams is right. I'm gonna go with the one with the literal messenger of God. I'm gonna be honest there. But yeah, that would make sense. That would certainly do it. Mercolot, there we go. The apprentice of Johanna. But for now, looking at these 2 rosters, I really do like the Falstad. I think the global potential is good, whereas on RPG, the closest they have to global would be the Ripper Air for Junkrat, or I guess Cleansing Flame. You certainly can go from the bottom of the map to the top of the map with it.
You could, right? You could, in theory, use it as a global with every charge just going max distance across the map. But we have yet to see that in pro play. I guess if you raced for an altar, for example, or you just wanted to interrupt it, you could definitely do it. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to game number 2 here between RPG. Currently leading 1-0 against TeamNut, which is amazing. Chicken on that Irel. MJ's playing the Alexstrasza. Saw on the Junkrat. C on Muradin. And Loktar on Greymane.
And we have a quick pause. Are we going to introduce the other team now? Or in a second, production team? Yeah, I can't read that.
Just going to wait a little bit here.
And we're back.
Probably just a mistake there. Okay, cool.
And on the right-hand side is TeamNut. And playing for them, it is going to be No on Falstad, FS on Johanna, Faye on the Malthael, Oasis on Jaina, and a Tui on Malfurion.
A Tui on Malfurion, man. He looked shattered after that loss. I'm not sure if you saw the webcam there, but he really had his face in his hands, and he looked very, very sad about it. I'm not sure if we saw any support misplays in that last game. I don't think so. He played pretty okay on that Decker Cane, but...
yeah, most of us did.
Yep. By the way, Malthael already ignoring the on a pale horse, so no quick rotations on horseback on him. Instead, he went for a more teamfight laning-oriented talent here, Fear the Reaper, causing him to be unbody blockable, if you will, and also have increased movement speed for a short period of time.
Intense battle there, Angel of Death versus currently dressed as Harley Quinn Paladin. As we see C backing up, doesn't want to get himself caught out of position, at least in this stage. Falstad rotation coming up here. It's been Oasis and No in the bot lane so far up to this point.
Yeah. Also, I just want to say, Thatcher, I love how Loktar brings a little bit of 2017 back into these games here, right? Picking the Chromie first, hasn't really been picked a lot in HGC China 2018. Now he's going for the Greymane first pick, which used to be the go-to thing last year, with Greymane on the cocktail being absolutely OP. And, well, I shouldn't say absolutely OP, but being very, very strong. And now he basically keeps going for those heroes, whether it's because he hasn't really played any of those new meta heroes, or whether he still thinks, you know, they aren't as bad as many people say they are. Remains to be seen.
Yeah, so I'm going to make references that I don't really fully understand here and say it's like showing up at Le Mans. Is that the big car race, or is that the bike race? Tour de France is the bike race. It's like showing up at Le Mans in like a car.
Oh, that is a
from
car
the
racing.
60s.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like showing up at Le Mans in a car from the 60s, and everyone's like, "What? But why haven't you got a modern car? Why aren't you using the car that's regulation at the moment?" It's like, this is fine. Just schools everyone with it.
Exactly. Right, so a little bit of a deep push going on here for RPG, but they are probably not going to be able to prevent that tower from dying. Actually, Chicken needs to be careful. Actually decides to go in even deeper, followed now by Loktar, immediately getting blinded though. Are they going to go for the Jaina still though? Do they have more CC? Loktar is fully committed to it.
Chicken finds some heresy, is able to take it down, looking for Johanna now, but she is able to get away with that Iron Skin. Ooh, not so lucky is a Tui. He will get focused down nice with the 4-man rotation. They were able to pick up 2 kills.
All right. I wanted to say this is a little bit risky of RPG here, no chasing all the way. But if they keep finding those openings, if they keep finding those heroes that are easy to kill, why shouldn't they be doing it? They haven't even taken the Merc camp, but they get the results, almost the same results, all the same here, taking down a tower in the bottom. And yeah, you know what? So far, RPG, they look like a different team. Look at the confidence they have. Look at all the determination they have against TeamNut. They really, really want to get those points today, it seems.
They are certainly working for him. They've already managed to achieve 1 point, which is 50% of the points they already have. As we see the RPG moving in, looking to try and double their point count as they move on to this temple. Going to start contesting against FS. Moves in with the condemn. Adding a little bit of pressure. Lockdown eating a lot of hits, but he's attacking through Dragon Queen. Heals him up. Here comes the abundance. Keeping Lockdown up at least at half health.
That was a cute little move by Locktar here, by the way, using the point-blank broccoli from TeamNut's Malfurion as an escape tool by using the Worgen form onto it and then dashing to safety away from the Jaina. Those are the tiny little cute plays that allow you to, you know, basically stay alive and to keep a healthy health count. Well, that was pretty cool. Murden now trying to contest the middle temple still. Probably a third of the shots available, but with Malthael here, he is not to be trifled with. That percentage damage against a high HP warrior like Murden could be quite the problem. Slowly but surely, though, Irel is about to join the fray. So is Junkrat. 5 members of RPG are trying to make a play here.
Avenging Wrath leaping forward. Chicken not able to get the stun, at least at this stage. He has gone, by the way, for that Righteous Momentum once again. He seems to like this talent.
That is correct. Righteous Momentum, which increases the movement speed of your Irel while the hammer is at full charges. So you basically pass on the Divine Steed, which in my personal opinion is still a super useful talent. But in China in particular, we haven't really seen a lot of it up to this point. But he also went for Gift of the Naru, which is a little bit of a different talent compared to Fei's Irel build, for example, who plays for TeamNut here. Yep. He would most of the time commit to a full E build, basically.
Yep, full Avenging Wrath, but instead we are seeing the ally healing and the extra movement speed on the knockback. So we see TeamNut rotating in. Looks like they want to try and take down this mercenary camp before it gets too far, and they also realize that MJ does not have the best wave clear, so if they push up against him, he's going to need help. Luckily, Tsar rotates in via explosion.
Yep, here we go. The Siege Giant's basically getting dealt with now by Sa. Really good to see, but once again, the onslaught is real and toppling here. He's going to have to use this teleport in the nick of time. There fails to do so, gets stunned by the Murden and taken out by 3 members of RPG at the same time. And this is now looking like a mighty scary push. The temples not really been activated just yet. Level 10 around the corner for RPG, and they're just dominating this game to this point. Tetra, this is looking like a transformed team. Something has been happening overnight, it seems. Yesterday, they weren't able to get anything done. Today, already in the lead in the second game, and the first 3-pointer in that relatively young phase here is probably going to be theirs. Another kill. There we go.
And, well, their opponents are going to be thinking, nuts at this point, because they are not having a good game right now. The double Merc push with Urel just sitting in the base at this point with Ardent Defender on. Leaps
Dragon
out,
Queen.
Leaps back in with the Dragon Queen. Dwarf Toss looking for the keep it. In comes a very long-range Riptire along with a Cleansing Flame. Max range, says hello to Oasis for a bit. Dragon Queen teleports back in very far back up on Cleansing Flame, but Murden only wants Jaina.
See, absolutely hammering down the Jaina quite literally there with a full combo, and they give him the axe at level 7. So much damage onto the squishy mage. Are they actually going to get a 7-minute keep? No, I think it's still a little too early, but the damage has been dealt. Murden using the Avatar here as a safety tool. RPG, so much damage, so much momentum.
They certainly are determined. They have been looking for these kills. So much so that TeamNut, they've got their heroics. We're seeing a Ring of Frost here because they're not going for what would be usual builds. They're going straight up for a straight-up burst here.
Go for the burst. Go for all the team fighting, brawling value that you can find if you're TeamNut, right? The Twilight Dream, the Mighty Gust, the Ring of Frost. Those are all those control tools that they want to have in those team fights.
I'm looking at this though, and I see a Gust Ring of Frost. You also saw the game where Reborn just absolutely outplayed Femfrosity by getting a Mighty Gust into the Ring of Frost. I've never seen that much accuracy on a heroic setup like that before.
It was absolutely beautiful. It was absolutely amazing. So for now, RPG is going to occupy that temple in the bottom lane. As long as they stay close to the boss, which is probably the only real objective next to the temple right now. They're basically in a fine spot, Mergent, scouting it out, dodging those entangling roots like it was a piece of cake. Taking down the broccoli there as well. And without that level 13, which is so close for RPG right now, I don't think TeamNut can actually hope to contest this. If they want to do so, they need to do it right now.
Moving in, Chicken. Takes an escape route. He's sitting in the position prepared to leave, or prepared to engage. He's being very patient.
Junkrat is soaking a 13 in the middle. Once he's got that done, he's probably going to join his teammates in the bottom, and they're going to collapse onto TeamNut. Here he goes. Falset is getting him to position. Another max rage Riptire. This time they should have seen it, though.
He's microing though. He's microing the Riptire, dodging the skill shots. And he does. He zones out. Yrel takes the final shots, which do a fair amount of damage to the mid buildings.
Yeah, a really cute idea here actually by Junkrat. You know, using the Riptire just to zone the enemy team away from the temple. Getting the damage done here. Iron Skin protecting herself. Johanna, that is, from the onslaught by Yrel. The massive slow that comes with her. Let's see. Man, 14-12, another 2-level lead for RPG. They maintained that lead. They played so safe. They played so cool. Also now with the global trying his best to keep up the soak.
We're moving into the late game at this point. We're not even at level 16 yet. Actually, no, we're still in the mid game. I was looking at like the fact that there's a keep mate currently on, well, being held up by Salatape right now for TeamNut. And I was like, oh, we're approaching like 19, 20, nope, not even 16 yet. We're barely even halfway through 14. So yeah, plenty of time for Nut to make a comeback.
The thing is now, RPG needs to be careful, right? On Sky Temple, when you're running out of objectives, when there's no temples active, sometimes teams, especially in China, where they like to brawl and teamfight above everything else, they tend to get a little reckless and impatient, and they try to start a boss here, maybe look for a fight at the boss as well. But although you have a talented lead, this is still a risky endeavor. So I like what RPG is doing. They're trying to basically bring the fight to TeamNut somewhere else where they wouldn't immediately lose all the heroes if the fight went wrong. But look at Johanna. Although they're not 13, they're trying to make a hold here. The Blessed Shield whiffs.
The anti-synergy Chicken, though, wades forward. Ring of Frost does land, and that's as the Riptire gets detonated. But Cleansing Flame, Last Rites gets nothing. The Cleansing Flame heals straight back through. They get 1 kill, they get 2. They're looking for 3, they get 4. And down goes the enemy team. Down goes this keep. The Merc Cap has been stolen. Sorry, that takes a lot of damage versus no, but this is going to be RPG moving on to the core. They've got it. They've actually done it, and RPG are going to take a full 3 points against TeamNut today.
Well, we can add this game to the list of lost a game because of Mercenary Camp. Instead of trying to wait for level 13 and then maybe go for an engage, TeamNut decided, you know what, we've had enough. We just want to go for that fight, and they're going to lose this core now. 2-0, well-deserved for RPG. TeamNut looked like a different team in a negative sense today, and RPG looked like a completely transformed team today in a positive way. So the better team won.